back with another video. Pakistan is going through crisis right now. As we all know, floods are rising and political crises are rising as well. There are few updates on the Pakistan matters. Imran Khan started another telethon, and he is trying to get lots of funds from people, especially from overseas Pakistanis. His efforts are making a change, but the government is trying their level best to shut down any policy or any initiative that is taken by Imran Khan. It is a very sad reality for this country, as opposition is at its best. It's creating problems for everyone, but still, that is no reason for Imran Khan telethon not to be casted all over the channels, as Imran Khan is trying his best. Those channel, again, it's a claim that those channel who showed Imran Khan telethon were shifted to different channels, or different. They were removed from the face of the. You can call you can call this as a blackout, or they were shut down, or they were changed to different channels. And obviously these type of practices have been seen in past by PDM parties. Still, Imran Khan is making effort for the flood victims. Now, the flood that rose these days, and the flood that are never seen by any Pakistani in 75 years, it's a very strange thing. I think in 90s there was some flood, and in 70s there was some flood, but still, it's the highest flood that has ever been seen in Pakistan. And three of the provinces which I mentioned previously, that they were victims of it. Still, it's again a very strange thing that people are not serious about it, especially people in power. We as a Pakistani think that we will get out of this situation. Another problem that rose over this few months era, especially after the flood, is that how will you make sure that these funds are not misused? This is again a very good question that have been asked by many societies and many people. As people are doing jobs, people are busy with their own things. If they provide fund, again, it is debatable that how it is used. In my previous vlogs, I have told many of these times that there should be some sort of mechanism to see where their funds went, and there should be some sort of channel where people can put funds and nobody can access it without proper authorization. And those people with authorization should have their own policy or own temperament to solve this problem. Out of these floods, many other issues rose. Examples may include few healthcare issues. Obviously, when flood water rises, it brings diseases as well. People are not trained, as I mentioned in my previous videos, that people are not again not engaged in these side of activities, especially in third world countries. I would recommend any government, opposition as well as government, to train the people how to deal with this situation. It will take years to develop. It should be an exercise, it should be a practice for every Pakistani to know what to do in this type of situation. As I previously mentioned, in other countries like in US, if you are strangled in a place where there is a lot of woods and there is a lot of forest, if you are trapped in Amazon forest, there are hundreds of people and hundreds of videos to how to solve this problem, and how to not get panic, and how to get help, and what are the precautions or what are the actions that need to be taken in this scenario. Obviously, Pakistan is not trained in this situation, and as a Pakistani, I would recommend people, especially from previous people which were in army and which served in army and which were trained in this type of situation, should tell the people and should start their own vlogs and should start their own videos on how to survive in this kind of situation. There are few tricks which I would recommend, especially how to clean a water. If you are strangled in a place where there is a dirty water, first you have to clean it. It's a process. If you drink a dirty water, you are so far dead, because the reason is you will get diseases, you will get bacteria, and you will eventually, there is no medical support near you, and eventually you would die a very painful death. But if again, the problem is if you do not drink the water, you will die of thirst. There is often videos available on internet. You can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 days without food, and 3 months without any sort of help. Obviously, that this could be the case. But the problem is in Pakistan, people are not trained in these kind of situations, and those people who do ask this question are shut down by the people and say that in Pakistani terms, God forgive us, and do not say these kind of things, because if you say bad things will happen to you. But again, it's a question that I often ask: if bad thing happens to anyone, what are the crises and what are the situations that needs to be done, and what can a normal person or a normal citizen can do? As in many places, I have said that in my conversations with the common people, I ask them, what if a building sets on fire? What is the first line of action that you will do? And most of the replies were very shocking, that we'll deal with the fire. You cannot deal with the fire because you don't know the condition of that fire or what are the precautions for this kind of fire. Example, if you put water where electricity is flowing and where electric current is flowing, you're not making anything good, you're making it worse. The same goes with gas. You have to cut down the power supply, and you have to cut down the gas supply. Again, no safety precautions, no exits have been planned in Pakistani buildings, and no these type of situations which can be handled with great care. Precautions can be made. Obviously, people are trying their best still. This is the pre-practice, or you can call it a precaution that you can take in any situation. People are not aware of this situation, and people don't know how to handle this situation. Obviously, this can be a debatable topic on how to deal with this situation, as you have not seen people crying and people dying and children dying in this situation. Other issue that rose from these crises is that Pakistan right now is facing political crisis. Imran Khan, many of opposition and many of Imran Khan party saying that minus Imran Khan or minus one, again a terminology used in previous Pakistani politics, that you should create one person, you should subtract one person from the equation, and then we can lead the country with ease. Obviously, PDM is saying if we eliminate Imran Khan by force or by politics or by technical knockout, as supporters of PTI say, that Imran Khan, there is no such case of Imran Khan. I'm sure the courts will decide. I'm not the one who should decide this thing, but still, if Imran Khan, if technically knock out what they are claiming, then what will happen in the politics? Again, it's a debatable topic. Either if it was that easy, it could have been done by right now. Obviously, there are few precautions, there are few things that can be done, but still, Imran Khan will be part of politics. If not, then he cannot be struck down with that much ease. People again with the PTI supporters and other supporters said the when Bhutto was in power, he had been hanged. So what could we have done? Obviously, those people do not know that era has been changed. Now it's an age of information. Everyone has an access to information. The only people who will grow in the future will have more information, or who would have helpful information regarding this issue. There are few problems that can be solved. People will need help from that places, especially flooded areas. And there are few places which can't be visited yet, and the government has to come up with a plan to visit those places, as the casualties will go sky high if that is not taken care of. Obviously, people are trying their best with the flood victims, but still, it's a question that I rose for many years. That what were the precautions that were taken by the governments, any government, that include Imran Khan, People's Party, PMLN, any government, what precautions did they take? How did they educate those people? Again, if it was in Sindh, it was Imran Khan's job, or it was Imran Khan's duty as well when he was in power to, get there and get people know what are the safety precautions of this situation. Many people tried different things. Some of them were really dumb. Example, they tried to collect wood from flooded water. It was very expensive wood, and they tried their best to get their hands on it. And many of the people died in that situation, as water flows are very high in these areas, and that would be wasted, of course, mostly in sea. But how to take care of this type of situation is again a question. People needs to be getting trained in this type of situation, and what type of training should be done. Obviously, that should be done on private basis as well as government basis. I would request army members and retired army people to help these people and to help train them in this type of situation if flood rises. And there should be special type of school or special type of training centers for that. Obviously, this will decrease the problems, but still, you can say that it will sort of train people, and sort of people will know what to do in this type of situation. If not, then we will face similar type of situation. Let me give you an example. One of the person died because of drinking of dirty water. If you can claim that how to clean water in that situation, there is a training and there is sort of mechanism for that. Obviously, if he was trained, he could have cleaned that water, and survival chances of him and medical treatment of him could be lessened down, or you could be say minimized by this, and there would be have been less casualties for that. Another problem which rose from this flood is a disease that has been vanished from Pakistan over these years, and that disease was dengue. Dengue is a disease which comes from a special type of mosquito, a female mosquito, that injects this disease, and this has caused Pakistan very severely in the previous years, and it was vanished from Pakistan, and or sort of not highlighted in COVID era and after that, but now it is rising again, and there is nothing much you can do obviously about it. If you are trying to help those people who are in need or who are the flood victims, and you are trying to reach them, and one of the things that can be done is mosquito repellents, or you can say medicines or equipment which can be used against mosquitoes. Again, people are moving to higher ground, but still they need help, and the government cannot do it alone without people's help. If you think, again, it's a debatable topic, if you think that government is not right person to help, you should consult to those authorities, or you should consult to visit internet and see how can you make a difference. Your money should be spent on those people, and it shouldn't be spent on any other situation. Do not trust any unknown faction, or any unknown, you can call it NGO, which you don't know and you don't have any information on them. Obviously, there are few crooks and thieves among good people, and my opinion should be help those who are in need. And what do you think that can make a difference in Pakistan and in this flood situation? Please let me know in the comments, and please help those people. I thank you all for watching. Goodbye.